Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today's story dives into yet another scandal shaking one of South Africa's most critical public institutions, the Road Accident Fund. The RAF, already under immense pressure for financial mismanagement and delayed payouts to accident victims, is now facing fresh controversy after a massive R79 million lease agreement was flagged by the Special Investigating Unit for allegedly bypassing procurement laws. At the center of this storm is none other than the fund's CEO, Collins Letsoalo. Letsoalo, who once gained public admiration for his anti-corruption stance during his time as acting CEO at PROSA, now finds himself having to explain how such a deal could happen under his watch. The SIU's findings are damning. They allege that the RAF entered into the R79 million lease deal without following proper competitive bidding processes, a direct violation of the Public Finance Management Act and National Treasury regulations. This isn't just an administrative oversight, it's a red flag for potential corruption, poor governance, and a blatant disregard for the law. The office space in question was leased for RAF operations, but the SIU says there is little to no paperwork justifying the so-called urgent deviation from normal procurement procedures. In simple terms, there's no solid reason given as to why this deal skipped the legally required tender process. And what's more worrying is that questions are being raised about whether the RAF even got value for money. Was the rental inflated? Were there any politically connected individuals behind the deal? Was this yet another instance of cadre deployment leading to looting? The SIU's preliminary report stops short of making criminal accusations, but it opens the door for serious questions about conflict of interest, transparency, and accountability. And in today's South Africa, where public trust in state institutions is already at an all-time low, this kind of scandal is more than just a PR nightmare, it's a threat to the livelihoods of thousands of South Africans who rely on the RAF to process claims swiftly and fairly. Let's be honest. The RAF has long been in crisis. With a growing backlog of claims, accusations of financial mismanagement, and operational chaos, many South Africans view it as yet another broken entity unable to serve the people. Victims of road accidents wait years for payouts, and when they finally arrive, the amounts are often disputed or slashed. Meanwhile, millions of rands are being spent on questionable leases and office space deals that do nothing to fix the core issues affecting the fund. And now, Collins Letsoalo, who was brought in as a turnaround strategist, is having to defend himself. He is expected to address the media today in what may be the most important briefing of his career. The public, opposition parties, and civil society organizations will be listening closely. They want answers. Not spin. Not legal jargon. Real answers. Already, political parties like the Democratic Alliance are calling for an urgent parliamentary inquiry. They've announced their intention to approach SCOPA, the Standing Committee on Public Accounts, demanding that those responsible be held accountable. The DA argues that South Africans deserve transparency, and they're not wrong. When billions in public funds are at stake, silence is not an option. Civil society groups are also weighing in, demanding swift action and warning that this could be the tip of the iceberg. If procurement laws were bypassed so blatantly, what other deals have flown under the radar? Could this be a symptom of a deeper rot within the RAF? Letsoalo, for his part, has maintained that the RAF will fully cooperate with the SIU and any other relevant authorities. In a statement released ahead of the media briefing, the fund claimed it remains committed to transparency and ethical governance. But actions will speak louder than words. Let's not forget that Letsoalo was once hailed as a corruption buster. During his time at PROSA, he refused to accept inflated salaries and stood firm against board interference. But this current lease scandal threatens to undermine that hard-earned credibility. If it turns out that he knowingly approved or ignored irregular processes, it could be a career-ending scandal, not just for him, but for others involved in the decision-making process. And here's the bigger issue: South Africans are tired. Tired of promises. Tired of commissions of inquiry that go nowhere. Tired of leaders who preach ethics but practice impunity. The RAF scandal is not just about one deal, it's about the continued erosion of accountability in public institutions. The RAF collects billions in fuel levies from ordinary citizens, and yet can't meet its mandate. If this money is being misused, the consequences are devastating, especially for victims who rely on compensation for medical bills, lost income, and rehabilitation after serious accidents. It's a matter of life and death. So, what should happen next? First, we need full disclosure. The RAF must release all documents related to the R79 Million lease. Who approved it? Who signed it? What company got the contract? Second, the SIU must be empowered to dig deeper. If wrongdoing is found, arrests and dismissals must follow, no more protection for elites. And third, Parliament must act decisively. Scopa must summon Letsoalo and RAF board members to explain themselves under oath. In the end, it's about protecting public funds and restoring public trust. And right now, both are hanging by a thread. We'll be watching closely as this story develops and will bring you updates as soon as more information is released. Let us know in the comments what you think. Should Letsoalo step aside pending the investigation? Do you believe this was a genuine mistake or yet another example of corruption hidden behind bureaucratic smokescreens? Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative, and please subscribe to our channel for more in-depth political commentary and analysis from across South Africa. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you next time.